Some believed the Ijaw came for land. Others said they came for revenge. But when their war drums echoed across the hills, the queen whispered, no, they came for him. The morning after the scout's warning, Olowu was no longer the same. The drums of the Ijaw pounded like thunder from a distance. The palace gates were sealed. Warriors sharpened their spears, women pulled their children indoors, and the air grew thick with fear. In the palace, the king stood tall, armor strapped on, rage in his eyes. They will not take my son, he barked to his chiefs. I would rather burn Olowu to the ground than hand him over. The queen stepped forward slowly, still holding baby Adebayo close to her chest. Must we answer fear with fire? She asked gently. The king looked away. Pride still clouded his judgment, but a crack had formed in his armor, deepened since the day the queen brought back their son. That night, as warriors kept watch and fires were lit on the palace walls, the queen entered the chamber of records. No one knew why. Not even the king followed. What she found changed everything. Buried beneath decades of scrolls was a sealed letter, written by the king's late father, Oba Badegeshan. The writing was shaky, but clear. It told of a long-forgotten truce between Olowu and the Ijaw. The two kingdoms had once been united by blood, when a royal daughter from Olowu was offered to the Ijaw as peace. She bore a son, and from that line came a powerful commander. The commander gave birth to a daughter as a first child. But in Ijaw it is a taboo for a man to give birth to a female child as the first child. The child will be put to death on the 7th day of her existence. The commander wife, for fears of losing her daughter, took the young baby girl to Olowu kingdom, abandoning her at the sacred forest between Olowu and Ijaw. She then made a covenant with the spirit of the forest that if only they would protect her baby girl and keep her safe, her bloodline will forever be indebted to them. The forest spirit heard her plea, but it came at a great cost. The cost of blood, and only blood can be paid. The young baby girl grew up in Olowu and would later become the queen's mother. But when Badegeshan rose to power, the truth was hidden. That royal Ijaw child, a mix of both kingdoms, was erased from Olowu history. And now, generations later, Adebayo carried that same blood. Half Olowu, half Ijaw. He wasn't kidnapped. He was taken back by those who believed he belonged to them, the bloodline they were denied. The queen walked out with the scroll in her hand, straight to the king. He is the bridge between us, she said. Not a weapon. Not a prize. The king sat still, staring at the seal his father left behind. His pride cracked further. But still, war was coming. At dawn, the Ijaw warriors arrived. They were fierce. Hundreds. Their commander, tall, sharp-eyed, with markings of both tribes on his skin, stepped forward and called out. We did not come to destroy. We came for justice. The child is ours. The king stepped forward, spear in hand. He is my son. But then the queen stepped between them, holding Adebayo out. No, she said softly. He is ours. Yours, mine, theirs. Silence fell. She held out the scroll. The Ijaw commander read it, eyes narrowed, hands trembling. His jaw clenched. Then he looked at the boy. You carry what we lost, he said, voice low. The queen approached and placed Adebayo's small hand in the commander's. Then gently took it back. This hand can hold two kingdoms together. Or watch both burn. The moment held like a breath. Warriors from both sides watched, confused. Then slowly, the commander stepped back and dropped his spear. The Ijaw left. Not in defeat, but in silence. Something older than war had spoken. But peace never comes without cost. That night, the queen fell ill. Her strength faded. Whatever she gave in that forest had started to take more. The king stayed at her side, holding her hand, whispering stories of the child she saved, the kingdom she healed, and the pride she broke inside him so that love could live. Adebayo, still a baby, reached up and touched her face as if to tell her, I know. She smiled weakly. Then the queen said to the king, Promise me he will know who he is, she said. Promise me, you never raise him to hate the Ijam. Tears fell from the king's eyes. I swear it. She closed her eyes, still smiling. By morning, she was gone. The forest spirit had demanded her blood. But her legacy lived in the boy, in the king, in the commander who stayed behind to sign the first treaty between Olowu and the Ijam. A statue was carved of her in the palace courtyard. Not as a queen, but as a mother, arms stretched out, holding the future. As years passed, there was peace in Olowu. The king, now very old, died on his bedside. But there are still many dark hidden secrets that I can't tell. The boy Adebayo was crowned king of Olowu at 17 years of age. The beginning of a new era. A legend he was called, he became a god among his people. Conquering villages, witches and wizards, spirit of the unseen. Even avenging his mom's death by conquering the great sacred forest spirit that claimed his mom's lives, breaking every covenant linked to his bloodline. Many called him a legend. Some called him a god. But I call him Adebayo, the son of Mama Amina, the great mother of Olowu Kingdom. I am old now, my children. Tomorrow I will tell you the story of King Adebayo of Olowu Kingdom, but for now let's go get some rest.